After 4 blueprint and bridges, quiet in my life was not an empty silence, but a fertile. It was the quiet of a clean slate of a drafting table at dawnfall. All out from the conservatory meeting was absolutely, my parents, through their lawyers, made a final formal offer. A substantial trust fund it did to the downtown condo. We guarantee no strings attached. Position that the Dickering Group was the ultimate traction piece offer. I refused it all through a single turn of our work address. My father's lawyer called once. Was uttering about unprecedented generation wealth and emotional decisions. I hung up and blocked the number. And it was the only other, and it was a delicate thread. We have a coffee every other Sunday in the Udall Cafe. And conversations were still to the First Lady with things unsaid. We talked about safety for graduate studies in our history, the strange characters in our classes and exhibit at the museum. We carefully avoid the minefield of home, if slowly, the Detroit. We began to share smaller realer things, the anxiety about her thesis, our frustration with subtle and structural problem on the green roof design. We are learning how to the shadow of a shadow relearn narrative looming over us. Sunday she's laid a small flat package across the table. I was cleaning out some old boxes, found this, thought you should have a child's drawing faded and clicked the baby crying, and it was the excited with 4 stick figures, a tall one labeled Dad, slightly shorter one with a triangle dress labeled Mom, a medium one with glasses labeled Miss Susie, and a smaller one holding it looked like a lymph labeled Chris. Above it, in my mother's neat handwriting was a date from 20 years prior, and the words are fine. I stared at it along warming my desk. It was a flick from a time before the foundation, before the canvas, before our family became a brand, and Susie, I managed to say, I'm not giving to you to make you edit, said softly. I'm giving it to you to remind you and me that it was real. Once the good part was real, it was buried. I nodded, unable to be. I slipped, drawing into my note. It was a different kind of cornstarch of anger, but was a fragile, bitter, sweet memory of something true that had been lost fashioned. I was arrived. The Green Community Center project consumed me in the best way. I gave me more autonomy. I relished responsibility. I spent hours on site talking to future staff and community members, listening to what they needed, what a donor thought looked good. My design evolved from a sleek modern box and something wrong with the curves that echoed the nearby hills. The central atrium that flooded the space with natural. It was a font, beautiful and above all, human scale, and afternoon. While I was hunted over a detailed section drawing of the rainwater harvesting system, a shadow fell across my desk. I ought to see a man in late orders with kind eyes and a weather-beaten face dressed in practical workplace. Christopher Blake, he asked at me. Sam Green. He extended a college, and my family's foundation is funding the center. I students shook hands surprised. The Greens were famously hands-off benefits or preferred to write checks, and professionals handled the A, B, A in the honor. Is everything with the design already more than already said? A warm smile crinkled the corners of his eyes, gestured to the film legacy of my here. It showed me the latest designs. This I win the film and asked to stop by. I wanted to thank you personally, thank me for what is my job. Shook his head is more than a job I can see in the community attention to the wheeler access routes, the native and ends of the story. The way you in the reading to catch the morning sun. You're not just building a structure, it's building a home for a community. My wife and I lost our Jenny a few years ago. He had muscular distribution center, the kind of place he would have, a place where it wouldn't have felt like a problem to be solved, but a person to be welcome. You've captured the spirit. His words landed with my jaw. This wasn't about my family's legacy or my personal drama, it was about Jamie N and WM, a real stories I designed.